Hello, I am so excited to be here with you tonight. It is October 1st, so the beginning of a brand new month. And I'm really excited because today I'm going to be talking about three ways that unresolved trauma can negatively impact your future relationships, your personal relationships, and how you can start healing today. And I'm excited to touch on this topic because for those of you that don't know me or are new to the group, my name is Christina Abad. I'm a love and relationship coach, and I help driven and ambitious women date online and meet a loving match for a healthy and lasting relationship. And that healthy, lasting relationship, right, is a key part. Especially in this month of October, I'm excited to share more about it because it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And that is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. I have been there too, and I am really excited today to share how unresolved trauma can really negatively impact your personal relationships, your relationship, your future relationships, and how you can start healing now so that you can enjoy those healthy relationships, so that you can have that partnership that you've always desired. So, for starters, once again, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I really want to share today, about trauma. Now, what is trauma, right? So I looked up some definitions and I came up here with it's a disturbing or distressing event or experience that causes an emotional response, right? So it's a disturbing or distressing event or experience that causes an emotional response. Now, these events can range, right? From an accident to a natural disaster. It could be sexual abuse. It could be domestic violence, right? Child abuse. Once again, it could be an accident. It could be combat survivors. So trauma has a wide range of causes, right? And the feelings, the response to trauma that many people experience, these emotional responses, are feelings of anger, of shame, helplessness, denial can kick in, anxiety, loss of trust, resentment, shame, once again. And these are the feelings that come up when faced with these situations. Now, once again, unresolved trauma can impact your future relationships. And I want to share with you today, once again, why in the next couple of moments so that you can start making the shifts that you need to so that you can start healing, so that you can finally enjoy a healthy relationship. You can overcome that and not be defined by what has happened to you and the trauma that you've experienced in your life. So the three ways that unresolved trauma shows up in your life is the fight, flight, or freeze response. So I don't know if you've heard of this before, but when a traumatic a traumatic event happens, these tend to be the responses that come up. These are like survival responses. Your survival instinct kicks in. You either fight, you flight, right? Or you freeze. And here's what happens in your personal life, in your relationships, when these triggers, when these responses kick in. So, for the first one, the fight one, you might attack those that are near and dear to you, whether it's physically, verbally. You become very defensive, right? There's a lot of anger, a lot of blaming, and it's very hard to let go when you are in this fight response. The second way that trauma shows up is the flight response, right? You avoid relationships. You self sabotage potential healthy relationships. You become very impulsive. You have that flighty, flighty, panicky sense to you, right? You don't want to feel boxed in, so you flight, right? Before you can get hurt, before you can, right, start feeling those feelings, those emotional responses, you rather avoid them. So that's how flight takes in and not allowing you to really build relationships and open up to a healthy relationship, right? And the third one, freeze, is when you feel helpless, you shut down, you kind of give up, and you completely disconnect from the possibility of having a healthy relationship. And right, for the purpose of our group, for the purpose of what, the work that I do when I work with my clients, we're talking about personal relationships, intimate relationships, but this really does go across all relationships, right? Whether it's with your parents, whether it's with friends and family and people that are trying to be supportive, you might have these responses, these emotional responses come up. And here's the thing, right? If this trauma isn't resolved, isn't worked through, then you're going to continue to have these patterns of the trauma come up. Well, every time you're triggered, you might fight, flight, or freeze. So here's the truth, right? There are ways for you to move past this, to let go of the trauma, to once again, release this emotional response so that you can actually connect with someone and enjoy a relationship and once again be able to trust again. So some of the things that I want to share for you, that if you are recognizing that these are some of the responses that you're having, there are some things that you can do, right? You can seek help, whether that's therapy, counseling, coaching, right? These are professionals that are equipped with the tools for you to process the trauma, for you to shift your beliefs about what has happened, and for you to understand things differently and cope with the feelings that you might be feeling. So once again, don't feel like you're stuck in this forever. There is help. There are ways for you to move past this. And like I said, seeking professional help, whether that's therapy, counseling, or coaching, whether it's building a support group of your friends and your family that you actually trust, that want to see you do better, that want to see you thrive, that are supportive in you getting this help, that are supportive in you moving through these emotional responses, these emotional triggers that you're currently dealing with. You can, right, there's so many self-help books that are out there. I actually want to recommend The Body Keeps the Score. It's by Bessel van der Kolk, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, and it's a really great book. I've been reading it myself lately, and I highly recommend. If you want other resources, feel free to reach out. I have a ton, and I'll be putting a resource guide together for this month. As I said, it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so many women that have been in those situations, myself included, have had to deal with the trauma and the effects that are left behind. So once again, finding books, self-help books, trauma related, psychology related, things that will really help you kind of understand and move through, and once again equip you with tools and the skills to navigate these emotions, so that you don't become overwhelmed, so that you don't shut down, so that you don't, right, sink back into the blame and the shame that comes along with trauma. And once again, knowing that you can get past this, that you're not alone, and surrounding yourself once again with people, with help, with knowledge that is going to help move you forward, and addressing, right, what you're feeling and what you're going through will definitely help you move through and start to resolve the trauma that comes up for you. So I am super blessed and excited to be able to share this with you today. Once again, this topic is near and dear to my heart. If you are new, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, so that you can, especially if this topic is of importance to you, so that you can be up to date. Because this month we're going in deep on healing and moving past trauma, and ways to help support you in your emotional responses to dealing with traumatic events. Because here's the truth, right? Most people, like most 99.99% of people, will go through some traumatic event in their life, right? Whether that is in an abusive relationship, an accident, right? There's so many things, once again, that cause trauma. Most people have some traumatic event that has happened to them, a loss of someone. um, the list is endless, but the truth is that we can move past that. You can move past that, and you can resolve this emotional turmoil that will allow you to open up your heart and really connect with someone on a deep level and build a healthy and thriving relationship. But it always starts with you. So, once again, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to choose you, choose love, stay blessed, and I will see you soon. Have an amazing night, and here's to an amazing October. Take care.